Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. Thank you all for being here today. Oh, wow, it's been a crazy day today. Just busy. I didn't expect to be this busy today. And I wanted to be on here a little earlier today, but I've just been very busy. That's why I never give a time as to when I'm going to be here. But I will be here Monday through Friday. And please hit that subscribe button so that you get a notification as to when I'm here. How are you guys doing today? It's raining out there. I'm glad I just keep my umbrella in the car because you never know with this weather. But it's been like really like busy. And have you ever had like you have you guys ever like intended to rest and do some other things, but then you get caught off guard with unexpected things that you have to take care of? Yeah, that's the kind of day I had today. And anyway, and I am starving. I'm going to eat. But it was important that I come on here. As I said, I will be here Monday through Friday. Some of the videos might be long, like the one yesterday, and some will be short, like today. I'm checking in and make sure everyone is doing well and that you guys are sharing these videos because it's important for other people who are going through stress and trauma and grief that they connect to this channel because what we do here, we never judge anyone. We're here to uplift and encourage everyone because life is hard enough, you know? So there's no judgment here. It's to help people on this journey called life and to get through the grief, um, especially especially the loss of a loved one, the loss, of pets. If you guys are pet owners or lost a pet like I have myself, it's hard. I've been reading a lot of comments, not here but on Facebook, about a lot of people because I belong to a pet group who had their pets for a while and they're grieving the loss of them. I saw about three or four um, comments on that site about that, and my condolences go out to you because I know what that is, and the pain of losing a pet is so difficult. So take one day at a time, even if it's not a pet, if the loss of a loved one is even really hard. So take one day at a time, guys, and do not give in to the grief and the pain. Connect with the therapist. Google one in your area, the state where you live in. Google a therapist and connect with one. I still do therapy 4 years later after the loss of my mom, pet, and everything else. It's important. And if you fall off, like if you make some goals for yourself and you fall off the wagon, get back on there again. It's just like riding a bike. You don't learn to ride in one day. You have to keep going. You fall down, you get up again, you keep going. And please tune in and have other people tune in to this channel because it might not be every day that the things that I talk about will resonate with someone, but it might resonate with other people who need to hear this message at the particular time, at a specific or particular time, because they might be going through something that I've already gone through, and I might be sharing something that helped me that can help them. And that's the point here to uplift and help people. As I said, life is difficult as it is. So please tell people to tune in and subscribe and hit the like button. Send comments to me as well. Make sure the comments are respectable. And let's jump into the topic of discussion today, which is never give in to toxic situations. Life, like I just said, life is hard enough as it is. Never allow yourself to give in to toxic situations, especially when you've been through trauma and depression and all types of hell. Never allow yourself to give in to toxic situations, which is going to add more stress and drama. and drama to the situation, to your current situation. So never give in to it. What I like to do is just like for example, driving. You guys see a lot of road rage out there, right? I know I do when I'm driving. And I was driving earlier, and people, when it starts raining, people start driving crazy. I don't know what it is about the rain, or if the weather changes, snow, whatever. They just get crazy. And I was on, you know how the lane turns from two to one and you merge into one lane? Well, this guy, I was already in front of him, did something stupid that could have caused an accident. And I just let him go, and I'm looking at the back of his bumper and it was hanging off the car anyway. And I said, oh my goodness, someone must already hit him. Just let him go. No ego tripping, no anything with me. Just let people go. As long as I'm safe, they can get through safely. I don't care. There was a time in my life where that stuff would really irritate me. The only time that it truly irritates me now, if somebody does something, to almost, to cause an accident because they're doing something stupid like texting or something like that, or driving with their foot hanging out of the window. I've seen that too. So just be careful out there, guys. I try very hard. I'm learning a lot of things, and I'm happy that I'm staying on this path to heal because, I've had situations where the past will try to creep back in. And I know that I'm done with drama and negativity. One of the things about myself, people, that I like to resolve things. I like to sit with people, talk. Even if I'm in a relationship, we all have our good days and not so good. I'm gonna try to resolve things. The least I was in the past, would be in a silent treatment mode because I would be angry about something, and that person is angry, and we're not talking to each other for a month, 2 weeks, something like that. That is so toxic. And I grew up in a situation like that, and I had to learn how to not do those things. Communication is the key factor. And I try not to let things linger, because when they linger, resentment build up, all of this other stuff. And it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could be friendship, whatever. But, I will try and try and try and sit and think of ways that we can compromise whatever situations there is, right, that we may be dealing with. However, it comes a time where, um, enough is enough. Like, for example, I mentioned something yesterday about appreciating having someone good in your life. When someone is generous, they have a good heart and good natured person. They're not a weak individual. You should cherish someone like that. We should cherish a person like that because it's like having a precious jewel. Because people today are full of negativity. Not everyone, but that's how the world is spinning today, or negativity and fakeness, you know? And when you have someone who's riding with you and have your back and is by your side and helping you during the good times, and when good time during the good times and the not so good times, they're with you. Somebody who prayed with you, pray for you. People like that, I want to keep people like that in my life, not somebody who's coming to take and see what they can get, and someone who doesn't want to work and they want to leech and ride, and take. And I just, yeah. And people, because the world, it seems like when you're good to people, and you, no matter what environment you may be in, whether you are in a business environment, whether you are in a family situation or relationship, it seemed like people want to take advantage of your your good heart, and your kindness and generosity. And and for me, I will try, and then I would set boundaries, etc. But when people keep going and going and going, what they don't understand is that everybody has a limit, a breaking point. And once you reach that, it's a wrap. Like, and let me just use an example, like when, a man will take advantage, a partner, man, whatever, will take advantage of you doing things for them, and they're not doing their part. They're disrespecting you. You are having these conversations with them to communicate, look, this is disrespectful, etc. And then you establish boundaries, and they keep crossing the boundaries and like, girl, please, because they feel that because you're generous and you're nice and you have a certain demeanor about yourself, that like, you're not going nowhere, girl, where are you going, kind of attitude. And I'm talking about this because that's the kind of situation I've been dealing with in the past with people, and they don't believe me when I say, listen, if this continues, I'm going to make my exit. And they go, yeah, yeah, whatever. What people need to understand is that we're human. We're human being, and that it's only but so much that a person can take. Just like somebody who has an abuser. Maybe that person is not physically abusive, but they're verbally abusive and disrespect. And they figure because you've taken it this long that you're going to continue to put up with that, but you keep giving them warning signs. You keep trying to establish boundaries, and they keep crossing them and doing the same thing over and over again until one day you said, enough is enough. And I know with myself, when I get to the point where enough is enough, there's no more talking, there's no more negotiating, there's no more anything. It's just me making my exit. And the people, the parties involved, seem shocked when I get to the point where it's time to make my exit. But I've been giving you the warnings all this time. Let's work this out. Let's have, please, I've set boundaries and etc. And they keep crossing them and disrespecting, me as an individual. So now I see that it's not going to change for the better, no matter what I try to do to resolve it. So I'm out. And I don't have to yell and scream and be crazy and out of character because I'm a woman, and everything. Yeah, I have, you know, times where I get upset about things, but there's ways to deal with them, and when a person is not going to put in an effort to try to respect the boundaries and try to, compromise. And that means I'm riding a wheel, I'm spinning on a wheel, and that's something I'm not going to do. So when I make my exit, they seem surprised. I mean, one situation I had a while back is when the person's like, "Girl, please, whatever," and it was done when I left. I left, because I saw something, um, irrefutable proof of something, and I know I wasn't going to deal with it. And 6 months later, they contacted me just like nothing happened, which makes me think there's some mental health issues going on. Like, you did something really disrespectful and just really way over the top. And why would I want to reconcile? And it's just like, and I talk about abuser because, how much can a person take, abuse after abuse after abuse? And then one day they said, I'm fed up, I had enough. And no matter what you say to try to reconcile, that person is done. When someone gets to the point that they've had enough, there's nothing that they can say or do that will change the situation for me. That's how it is for me. I don't give in at this point to toxicity. I will find ways, let us, reach a compromise about situations, no matter what it is. When you keep sitting and talking to, especially an adult, over and over and over and again about the same thing, then one day, I get to the point where it's enough is enough. It's time to make an exit, and at the point when I reach a decision to make an exit, there's nothing else to talk about because I'm all talked out at that point because I've done everything on my part. I'm not perfect. And that person is not putting in an effort to meet me halfway. So it's useless. And that's how I see as I heal, the pain of grief and going through trauma and, most importantly, what I was doing in the past, being subservient to other people, that Lisa doesn't exist anymore. I would still help people. I would still, give people advice, be there. But once a person disrespects me and they keep doing it over and over and over again, and I try to reach a compromise, establish boundaries, and they keep stepping over those boundaries, then I'm done. And there's no reconciling at that point. And that's why I do everything that I can. I talk a lot and I try to do everything I can, because when I walk away, there is no returning ever, you know? And I talk about this because there's some people, women that might be in situation, maybe perhaps men too, abusive situation, toxicity. Know that you don't have to continue to put up with toxicity, you know. And this is why I always say take step one to connect to a therapy. And there's also couples therapy out there too. I tried to do that with one ex-partner, and who said yes, okay, and then broke up with me a few days later, and that was it for me. Because therapy is so important, because there's a neutral party there, especially, when you're doing couples therapy, to just listen to both sides and help um, both parties to see things, so that there can be some kind of compromise. It's never easy. None of these things are easy. And when I think about situations of toxicity, it doesn't also have to be relationships. It can be just toxic individuals coming into your life and bringing drama and negativity. In my case, people trying to use me, to get what they can out of me and then go their merry way. And I stopped doing it. I started noticing it for what it is and not for what I wanted it to be, and I love being on this path and journey to healing, because as I heal, I self care, something I wasn't doing before. I was busy, you know, helping other people that I was neglecting myself. And now I take care of myself. That's important. Have me time. I still do my responsibilities of what I need to do, but I also make time for myself. That is so important, people. No matter how busy your schedule is, take an hour, take two, whatever's necessary to take care of yourself. You have to invest in you, because if you're not okay physically and mentally, then you can't give to anybody else or to yourself. And it's music is a healing force as well. Do things that uplift your spirit and help you on a mental and physical. Take care of yourself, invest in you. Find time for yourself every day to do the things that make you feel whole, that bring you peace. It is better, so much better, as you start to heal, to be in at peace than in pieces. Self healing leads to self love, self care, and inner peace. That is the message today. Please share with other people. Let them know that they don't have to be in a corner depressed by themselves, that they can join in. And tell me what you guys are interested in hearing when it comes to grief and pain and all these things that we're talking about here. And just make sure you take care of yourself. It's so important. Thank you all for being here today. This is Lisa, always shedding love and light and encouraging you to invest in yourself so that you can be the best version of you. I will be back tomorrow, Friday, with a new message. And thank you all for being here and continuing to show up. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe button as well. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.